Hey folks, welcome to the channel, and I want to continue with this topic of Americans leaving the United States and not regretting it, which is, I have to say, by far the most common outcome I've seen. It is something that I have changed. I have changed my position. When I wrote this book right here, and I wrote it for an American audience, and it's called, by the way, Bugging Out and Relocating. You will have the links there below, along with the rest of my books, okay? But writing that book, because of things I've gone through in my life, I moved around. I lived in the United States, I lived in Argentina, I lived in Europe as well. And because of my experience and doing the research that I do, and writing about preparedness and survival, I used to advise people, no, you probably want to move within the United States. Don't leave the United States. As of right now, my position is, if you want to leave the United States, leave the United States. There is a very, very high chance that you'll be happy. Why? Because that's what's happening. Again, the only constant is change, and the change has been happening, and the United States has been changing. Not because of Barack Obama, not because of Trump, not because of old Joe Biden, not because of Nick Fuentes and the Israeli. It's because of all of it. All of this has made the United States change. And it's been changing in many aspects for worse healthcare, less affordable living in general. Violence is very much an issue. You have safer places and whatnot. But many of these things you cannot escape. You cannot escape the cost of living in most cases, but you cannot escape the cost of healthcare. It is overwhelming. It is a concern for many Americans. It is insane to think, and I read this many times, people don't even think about that. People that have moved to Europe as Americans, they think, I cannot believe that I'm not worried about getting sick. I mean, sure, I'm worried about getting sick. I'm not worried about the financial implications of getting sick. I have a much better quality of life and work-life balance. I walk more. I have better connections to places I want to visit, or I can just hang out a little bit more with people, having a beer or wine or coffee or whatever you like having, and it's a different balance in life, work, and I'm just less stressed. That's basically what you see from people that moved anywhere in Europe. Now, in the previous video, which I'll leave the link by the end of this one, you will probably see it if you want to go check, and I suggest you do. People that have moved to maybe Japan, people that have moved to Australia because of the distance, New Zealand, in islands and very far away and not as well connected, there is that isolation problem. Not so much in Europe. It's going to be quite a bit closer to US. It's still a long-ass flight away. But not only that, you have more places to move around, to visit, travel. Oh, I'm not a traveler. Well, you're not, because you probably don't even have the opportunity. If you have a plane ticket for $20 to go visit Rome, oh, I would never go there. It's a shithole. No, it's not. Oh, it's full of immigrants. Yeah, kind of. Your country is full of illegal immigrants as well. And it's more violent and has, it's more dangerous, each city you visit in the United States, than any city in Europe by a wide margin. So even though all of these things I've just said are real, the illegal African or Middle Eastern immigrant in any European city, that's a real thing, and it's a real problem. It is not really the case that it's, I'm never going to visit that city because I'll be attacked by fucking cannibals. Not a thing, okay? But going back to this, I kept on reading this Reddit thread that I'm going through now, and Reddit is a shithole in general. Reddit is people fighting. It is overwhelmingly one-sided. People that have left the United States and are happy. Moved to Denmark, 2017, never going back. U.S. society is sick and whatnot. Not me, but my aunt moved to Philippines from Vancouver because it was cheaper. You get maids and stuff. Not even 3 months later, she realized how good we had it in Vancouver. Of course, a stupid person making a stupid decision. No, you don't go from Vancouver to Philippines just because it's cheaper and you can have maids. That's a terrible idea. Of course, she regrets that. Michigan to Germany. Yes, it was worth it. No, I'm never going back. Been here 7 years, left everything behind in 2017, and I'll be applying for citizenship soon. I was able to start an apprenticeship and get paid to go to school and work. I'll be starting university again and will pursue a master's degree. He's making his American dream in Germany. His American dream in Europe. Americans are living the American dream, but not in America. It's wild. It's hard to make friends. Things I've said in the previous video. Again, the more closed society. Maybe it's going to be easier for you to make friends in a place like Spain, Portugal, even Italy, I will say. Those, Germans or Eastern European countries are a little bit more closed. Yes. We left when I was 12. My parents were able to afford private education for 4 kids, university, 6-bedroom house. They moved to Santiago, Chile. Very different take. Not what I would do, but I understand those people happy. And more in line with that, U.S. to Argentina, where I am from. So this guy moved from the United States to Argentina. I speak the language at a near native level and live in the interior. So he lives in the provinces, not in Buenos Aires. It's going to be a slower paced life. It's going to be a bit different. But if you like more the Wild West kind of life, that would be the interior or el interior of Argentina, as we call it. Once you get used to the idiosyncrasies inherent to Argentine culture, economic, social, it's 100% recommended. I used to miss home, but that's waned over the years. Now, Argentina is not Europe. Argentina, let's check the replies. I'm moving at the end of the year. Mixed nervous and excited. Look, Argentina would not be what I would recommend because it's not a first world country. It's not a developed country. You do have, you will be taken care of in terms of healthcare. If you're freaking dying and you're living in Argentina, you will be in a hospital and you have public healthcare in Argentina. You have private healthcare in Argentina, which is a lot more affordable. And that would be my advice for anyone moving to Argentina is, dude, do not do the European thing. It is not European healthcare in Argentina. You have to get yourself private healthcare. If you don't have it, maybe you're lucky in a province in the interior and you have a good public hospital. That's okay for you. You're okay with that. Again, it is much better than what you have in United States, even in Argentina. But it's a different country. It can be a dangerous country. People are, though, friendly. We are the friendliest people in the planet. We're also a bit of an asshole, and the humor, dark humor, it's because of how messy the country is. So people will tend to be like that. But, I would say not my first recommendation, but there's a bunch of people that have moved to Argentina from the United States and are happy. And especially now, the United States has a very good relationship with the United States. The president, the society in general, looks at the United States and doesn't think, they're a bunch of assholes. No. Argentina just voted a libertarian president. So very much aligned with the libertarian conservative mentality in terms of societal, politics, and whatnot. So maybe something to consider. I always warn people, politics change. The president goes, changes too. From US to China, oh my God, I make good money, career pays pennies in the United States, and I'm way more physically healthy. Okay, on the other hand, healthcare can be a bit of a hit and miss. No, I would not go to China. I went from my nice but generic house in the suburbs that wasn't close to anything to a much bigger house, 2 blocks from the ocean, walking distance to a city center. It doesn't suck. Would I recommend it? No. Wages are lower. Where does this guy go? Which country? Okay, so he went to Canada. He's not happy. Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. So he's not happy in Canada. All right. Yeah. Politics here, somewhat bad shit in the moment. Not in the American way, but in a few years, sanity might prevail. All right. I didn't go permanently, but I did live in South Korea and Japan for a few years. Japan, hell yes. South Korea, no. Nope, I'm originally from Canada. Moved back last year. Short-term answer, it's not going well. I'm originally from Canada and moved. Okay, where did he move? So the job market wasn't great. Currently underemployed because I need an income and took the first job that was offered with. The cost of everything is much higher than in the U.S. Let's see what happens even though we're staying at my childhood home rent-free while we get established, we're not saving anything what we used to. Okay, so I'm originally from Canada and moved back last year. So he moved from Canada to the United States and moved back. Anyway, things I love about Northern Ireland: healthcare, work-life balance. Things I don't like: sometimes living in the country feels very isolated. I miss living in a neighborhood where I could walk to get coffee and socialize. Yes, and Northern Ireland has the beautiful weather, which is what I learned. Originally came from Finland and 1-year consulting contract, been here 11 years. People that go to Nordic countries rarely go back. My wife is from California. I moved to the UK. Just ask here and her Headlines were pros, cons, 11-year, and to see family, weather, salary, and lower. All right. Northern lands from the United States. Night and day difference for your mental health. If you dislike grind culture, divisive two-party politics, and the overall lack of community in the United States, it's like a total fix. However, don't move here if you want a house. There are no houses, says the guy. They are probably expensive and whatnot. Guys, I keep on reading the same thing over and over. I found... Oh, God damn. I hadn't read this before. I found the American dream. Moving to Europe, and I'm not making shit up. I hadn't even read this. I just had this mental connection with this random person in Reddit. I found the American dream. Moving to Europe at 24 was the best thing I ever did. For nearly 20 years, I built a fulfilling life in Prague, Berlin, and Belgium, alongside strong connections in numerous other European cities, Brussels, and even further afield, Hong Kong. The peace of mind comes with parental leave, no healthcare costs. My child's access to debt-free university is invaluable. Nice word. Plus, guaranteed pay vacations make life... Oh, dude, yeah, you don't have a month of vacation? Well, what are you doing? A month at least by law? It's like... Or more. I mean, that's the minimum you get is a month. If you are valued by your employer, dude, you have to take your vacations. Why? Because you have to. I found it easier to have comfortable middle-class existence abroad. Sentiment echoes by many American expats. Yes, moved to Norway, peaceful. Okay. It's overwhelming. I immigrated to Canada and became Canadian in 2013. So guy happy in Canada. And it goes on. It's basically this over and over. I lived in Europe, then Dubai for 5 years, now 15 years in Australia. Yes, so this guy moves around a lot. Guys, that's basically it. If you're thinking about it, you probably want to give it a shot. That's my advice as of right now. Couldn't agree more with everything I just read. And it's this thing. It is the experiences of other people, right? Not the random hit piece of a magazine that wants you to move to Philippines, the magazine that is selling real estate in any country, Portugal or Italy or wherever. Don't listen to that. I mean, read it, but it is these things that give you a much better idea of what real people, not real estate hit pieces, articles, or YouTube videos about, yeah, move here. No, this gives you an idea, of what really happens depending on where you are. I lived in Japan for 25 years, will not go back. There you go, okay? Not what I would recommend. Europe, Nordic countries, yes, easy lifestyle, Portugal, Spain, whatever fits your... But yeah, definitely I'm not alone in this advice, and that's what matters, You see an overwhelming response. I haven't read a single one loved how much more relaxed. It's just this. Again, I'll leave the link there below. You have the link for the previous video. Take care. See you next time.